Hello TBL Kuto family, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for liking, for subscribing, and for your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much. Today's video is going to be a quick one. I'm going to be showing you how to make a trouser fly in a very simple, straightforward manner. So without further ado, let's get into the video. These are the materials I'm going to be using for the trouser fly that I'll be showing you. I have piece of fabric that represents the trouser. The inner fly is of 5 centimeters wide, which is 2 inches, and 13 centimeters long, which is 5 inches plus. Then this second one is 10 centimeters wide, which is 4 inches, and 15 centimeters long, which is 5.9 inches. I have my trouser zip. These are all the things I'm going to be using for the trouser fly. The very first thing I'm going to do is to sew the crotch, but before sewing the crotch, I will go ahead to measure the zip length or the zipper length of the trouser, and that is what I'm checking out here. So I'm going to measure the length. Once I have the length, I will mark it with my pencil. So what I'm presently marking is the 1 centimeter seam in which I'm going to be using to sew the crotch area of the trouser. Once I'm done marking, I will take it to my sewing machine to sew like so. So this is what I have after sewing, and this is the very first stage you will do if you want to sew your trouser fly. The next thing I'm going to do is to place my inner trouser fly right side of the inner trouser fly to the right side of my left side trouser at the front. Where I'm sewing my fly to is the front part of the trouser piece. So I'm placing the inner fly on the left side of the trouser piece, and I'm going to be stitching it down by 1 centimeters. If you are using inches, you can use 0.5 inches, but I'm using centimeter, and I'm going to be sewing on a 1 centimeter seam allowance I added to my trouser. I'm done sewing, and this is what I have. What I'm doing right now is just to cut off a little piece of the seam allowance to allow the trouser fly to lay flat. Then the next thing I'll do is just to go and iron it flat. I'm done ironing, and I'm just going to top stitch along this line like so. It's going to be very close to the seam. It's going to be close to the seam. I'll also go ahead to iron after top stitching. The next thing I'll do is to take my zip and place it on the right part of the trouser. I'm placing this zip on the right part or the right side of the trouser piece. I'm going to align it carefully from the very edge of the zip to where I used my pencil to mark earlier, where my zip is going to be stopping. So I pinned down, and I'm going to take it to my sewing machine to go and sew carefully along the edge of the zip, also on the 1 centimeter seam I added to the trouser piece. I'm done sewing it down, and this is what I have. The next thing I'm going to do is to place the left side of the trouser piece slightly over the right side of the trouser piece like so, and I'm going to pin it down for it not to shift, because I'll be turning the fabric over to the other side, and I will use my pencil to mark where the zip got to on the inner fly, unzip, then rearrange it along that very place where I used my pencil to mark, and pin it down carefully because I want to sew along that very place, and I'll go ahead to sew. I'm done sewing, and this is what I have after sewing. The next thing I'm going to do now is to mark the shape of my inner fly like so. I'm going to be marking it on the right side of my trouser piece. This is at the left side. You can use your chalk to mark this, and I will go ahead to sew it like so. This is what I have after sewing, and this is the way the piece is looking. Then the next part is to take the outer fly. This piece is going to be showing when you unzip your trouser, so it's referred to as the outer fly. I'm going to take it and align it with the trouser zip at the right side of the trouser piece. I'm going to align it carefully, and then I'll go ahead to top stitch also carefully. I'm done top stitching, and this is what I have. The final thing is to take the fly, the inner and the outer fly along this very side, and just stitch it a little by 1 centimeter to 3 or 4 centimeters. I'm going to be stitching it along the line like so carefully, and once I'm done, so this is how it's going to look like when you unzip your trouser fly. It's going to stop at that very edge, and the next thing I'm going to do is to cut off the excess of the zip I have, and we are done sewing our trouser fly. This is how it's going to look. It is easy, simple and straightforward. This is what it's looking like. And so we've come to the end of the video, and I hope you enjoy watching it. If so, please subscribe to my channel for more beautiful videos are coming in. Please leave your thoughts and like. If you're watching my video for the very first time, please subscribe, join the family. Thank you so much. God bless. See you next time. Bye bye.